Now, what happened in the 1980s was that you have a few sectors where new kinds of industrial policy or technology policy instruments emerged almost by accident, and they had very good effects. So I do two examples. So there are many in my work, but I presented two in the session. One is the garments industry in Bangladesh, which emerged because of a particular partnership between Daewoo and Desh, which was a Bangladeshi company and a South Korean company. And the terms of that partnership, which was underpinned by the president and the state, was based on precisely giving incentives and rents for organizational capability transfer from the Korean company to the Bangladeshi company, but in such a way that everybody had the incentive to actually put in high levels of effort in learning how to set up a competitive garments industry. So underpinning it was a series of very fortunate rents. One set of rents came from the MFA. The MFA prevented the Koreans from exporting their garments to the United States, and so created an incentive for them to try and get the same competitive organizational capability somewhere else, which wasn't quota contained. These are LDCs. Bangladesh was an LDC. This created a quota rent for Bangladesh. But that in itself was not sufficient, because there were many non-quota controlled countries which didn't make it. On top of that, so that was the incentive of Daewoo. Daewoo wanted to have an offshore, non-quota constrained country with the competitive capacity to make garments. Bangladesh's problem was, how do you actually learn the organizational capability of making that? So there was a very interesting financing deal where a bunch of about 150 management people from Desh went to Busan into the plant of Daewoo, sat there, and they were trained in the knowledge, the tacit knowledge of how to run a company, a competitive garments industry. And the financing for this was very interesting. The financing was that the Koreans paid for the training, but they would be repaid with an 8% sales kickback from the Bangladeshi company once it started exporting.